Are you filming? Hello, I'm in the middle of Glasshouse Mountains Township. We've just had some lunch at it's called the Country Kitchen. I had a steak burger and I do love the steak burger there. And we come here regularly and there's a little toilet block in a park here. So you can't miss it if you're in the Glasshouse Township, what the toilet block and where we are. But the sign here, the other day I did a driving video with Sam and we drove past and I said, oh, Glasshouse is to the left there. And that's where a lot of people do walking and mountain bike riding. Well, this here is a sign that tells you all the different mountains, how long and how difficult each walk is. And this area is it's very, very famous for people doing the hikes and doing the mountain bike riding and the orienteering. So, this sign kind of tells the story that how important it is, because they've actually got a sign here to let you know about the difficulty and everything of the different mountains. And so it says up there, you are here. So it orienteers you, and then it's got all the ones, they're numbered with, and you can see how to get there from here because of the you are here thing. So this sign is a brilliant concept, and yeah, it's right near the toilet block and little park, and there's even a little old-fashioned payphone. You can still use the Telstra payphone here. You've got all the amenities of the shops and things here, and yeah, you can look at this sign and find out a little bit more about the walks that you're about to do, because they do actually often have to do helicopter rescues and stuff, because people tackle walks that are too difficult, or they end up in really dangerous positions where if a helicopter doesn't come in and pick them up, they're going to fall and die. Like these walks can be treacherous, so it's good to have a blueprint of what you're doing. Hence this is giving you some idea of what's going on. And just on the other side of the township here, there's actually an information booth as well. When you first pull in to the Glasshouse Township off the Steve Irwin Way, hard left, there's an information booth, and that'd be very helpful too. And I'm sure they'd have copies of this and that in that place as well. But if you decide to come and have something to eat first, you can come and read. So when you come into the Glasshouse Township, you'll turn left or right off the Steve Irwin Way, depending on which way you've come. But once you're driving into the township, it's the same for everybody. Hard left, information centre. First right, township. So depending on whether you go to the information centre first or come for something to eat and use the amenities and whatever, you can come and read this sign. And then I would suggest going over to the information booth as well, actually, and be armed with as much information about the area as you can. Because while beautiful and while wonderful for fitness and while everything else, it isn't a joke, it is treacherous too. It really is, because these reports of people getting helicoptered, they're seriously very, very regular. It's not like once every 5 years some guy's got to get helicoptered down because he's gone. And the other thing is too, if you aren't experienced and you don't know what you're doing, don't go off the trails. That's the biggest problem where people land into trouble here as well. They go off the trails and start exploring where they shouldn't be and where it is beyond their capabilities to do it, and they don't know the area. But yeah, I'm thrilled with this. They've got a Facebook and a website as well. So what more could you want? This is tremendous. And do you want to walk around to the other side? I love this, because you've got all the birds, butterflies and flowers that are really natural and in abundance in this area as well. And then they talk about the history of the area. When we can, we're going to go up onto Old Gympie Road and film this house. But maybe you could get a bit of can you show it or not with the camera? It's fascinating. They used to come, as you think now, we don't have horses, we've got cars. But they used to have to stop there, the Cobb and Co people delivering stuff, stop there and rest the night, and they'd have to rest their horses or change the horses. So I'd never thought about this stuff, They would have come through and there'd be horses waiting fresh ones, and then they'd rest the other ones while they attached the fresh ones to the Cobb and Co carriage. And it talks about bullock teams. Now, I don't know whether that means that they were coming through with horses, bringing bullocks through, that they need to rest the horses and the bullocks, or whether sometimes these things were pulled by bullocks. It's not clear from what they've said there, and I'm not from those times, so I don't know. If I spoke to my dad, I'm sure he would know. He would say, yeah, they used to have bullocks pull them all the time, because when my dad was a kid, they still had silkies, which was a type of horse and cart. You know, not everyone had cars. Some people in Wagga were still going around with silkies and carriages and horses, and parking their horse at the tavern, strapping it up out the front, all this. But yeah, so they've got the geology of when the mountains were formed and everything. It's got the when Captain Cook saw them from the ocean and named them and why. And then yeah, you've got this reminder of the old horse and cart days. So you know, it's funny if you're in a place like Glasshouse or whatever, or wherever you are, if you're observant, like. A lot of people, they might just run through here, use the toilet, race off, buy a chocolate bar and whatever. But if you stop and look around a little bit, like this sign is so informative and so brilliant that I love it. I actually love it, you know. And certainly I'll be looking for more. I've never seen one of those, to my knowledge. And I've lived in the area for a few years now. I haven't seen one of these green butterflies. Here on the coast, I see the blue butterflies all the time. And in fact, at Noosa last year, they had a plague of them. So the air was thick with them. You can look on YouTube, plague of butterflies, Noosa, and there's all these videos of people skateboarding, and you can't see because there's so many butterflies flying past them while they skateboard down the street. And I went driving up at Noosa, and I was on the main coastal highway driving up there, and they were just thick, like... Oh, I don't know how to describe it. I haven't seen anything like it, but they're a really pretty butterfly as well. And I think there's a lot of them in this area, because I think if you go down to near the Gold Coast and go up the mountains there, is Mount Tambourine down there? I think you can. There used to be a butterfly farm there as well, and those blue butterflies I think were down there a lot as well. They're a Queensland sort of a butterfly, or at least southeast Queensland, if not the whole of Queensland. I don't remember ever seeing that blue butterfly in Canberra when I grew up. We used to get ones that, you know, looked sort of more like leopards and things like that. But I've never seen one of these green ones, so I'd love to see one. And definitely, yeah, I haven't seen any kangaroos in the wild up here, whereas I used to see them all the time in Canberra. Down at the Murrumbidgee River, you go for a swim and you see millions of them. But yeah, this is brilliant, and it's got all the info you need, and it's given us ideas for things that we want to do. Like I definitely want to see this house. I definitely want to. I don't know why. It's just fascinating to me because it's just so different now with cars. You know, it's a bit like Back to the Future, you know, when they went back to the Wild West, then in the future with the flying cars, and then they were in times like now where we just drive cars. It's, yeah, oh well, I don't know what else to say, but yeah, I'm really thrilled that I took the time to stop and read this sign and even, you know, vlog it for you people, because even talking about it to you, it's sort of sunk in a little bit more what this all is, and it's wonderful, you know. So, yeah, over and out and on to the next exciting adventure for us.